Hey guys, Dave here. I have another review ready for you. This is something that I've been wanting to review for a while, and it's actually going to be from the Giorgio Armani house, and this is my favorite from them. This is Armani Attitude. This was released in 2007 and has 3 perfumers. You have Annick Menardo, who you know guys that I care for a lot, also Alberto Morillas and Olivier Cresp. As far as notes, you have top of coffee and Sicilian lemon, mid of cardamom and lavender, base of patchouli, amber, cedar, and onyx. There are 3 bottle sizes that I've seen. There's a 1 ounce, a 1.7 ounce, which is this guy, and a 3.4 ounce or 100 ml bottle as well. And prices for those can run you anywhere from high 20s to low 30s, upwards of 70 for the big bottle. As far as classification, I would call this a woody coffee oriental. That's the best way to describe it to me. It's mostly woods, coffee with a bit of spice and sweetness. Let's get right into what I think of it. Right on top, I get a blast of coffee and lemon, just like the notes say. It's more of a dark blend in the beginning than it is sweet. The lemon and the coffee kind of clash for dominance, which may turn some people off. The lemon can be a bit sharp for some people. I personally like it. I really like the opening of this one, but it will turn some people off. Not too long in, I start to pick up the cardamom before it really develops into the mid as well, which kind of gives it a little bit of spice. When it does reach the mid, the cardamom gets a little bit more in there with the spice. There's a little lavender in the background, but the lavender doesn't play a big role in this one, at least on my skin. The coffee note in this stays through the entire life of the fragrance on my skin. I pick up the coffee all the way through. I do also start to pick up some patchouli and amber in the mid as well. The patchouli in this is very, very dominant patchouli. It's in your face patchouli. So if you hate patchouli, definitely don't even bother, because there is quite a bit of patchouli in this. The dry down to me is the best part of this fragrance. The lemon dies down quite a bit, pretty much disappears on my skin, but a bit of the coffee stays around, and it's surrounded by patchouli, a little bit of sweetness from the amber, and woods with the cedar and the patchouli. I almost get like a little bit of a chocolatey vibe in the dry down as well, but not much. I do get hints of it, but there's not much of it in the dry down. Mostly the dry down to me is coffee, patchouli, and cedar with just a little bit of amber to sweeten it up a little bit. It's not a real sweet fragrance. To me, it's very rich, masculine, and mature. I would say that this is best mostly for evening wear. I could see it worn during the day, but just that patchouli note may be a little much to wear to work, but that's just my opinion. As far as what women say, I do actually get a lot of compliments on this one. It's above average, but not high enough to get into my top 10, but it's up there. I actually get quite a few compliments with this one. As far as age, to me this scent leads more mature, with the patchouli, coffee, lemon vibe. It's not really sweet to me, so I'm gonna say like college graduate and up, maybe even 25 and up for this one, just because it's not real sweet or youthful to me. That patchouli, it does have some sweetness, don't get me wrong, but it's not sweet like let's say Amen or that type of thing. It does have a little bit of a gourmand vibe as well, but it's not, I wouldn't really call it a gourmand. Well, I guess you could call coffee gourmandish because you can drink it, but, well, maybe it is then. Anyway, as far as number of sprays, I'm going to say at most 3. I do 1 on my chest, 1 on the back of my neck, and 1 on one wrist and pressed together generally. I wouldn't go more than 3 because this stuff with that patchouli can get pretty potent. As far as who would like it, I think that if you like coffee scents, patchouli, or lemon, this one might be something to look at. It also does have, as I said, a bit of spice from the cardamom, and the cedar is evident in the dry down as well. To me, this is one of the least sweet coffee scents out there. Why would you not like this? If you hate coffee, strong patchouli notes, less sweet gourmand type of scents, then I would avoid this, as the most dominant note in this are the coffee and the patchouli. If that sounds good to you, then you might like it. As far as bottles, that's kind of tough. I'm going to say if you like Amen, you probably will like this. I'm also going to say New Harlem. New Harlem is much sweeter. I personally like New Harlem quite a bit more. But I think if you do like New Harlem, you probably will care for this. I'm also actually going to say Cafe Noir by Avalux, even though I haven't had my sample very long. That is a great comparison in terms of the coffee note in here. They're a little bit similar to me. Sorry. What do I think of when I wear this? Drinking black coffee in a forest, basically. Yeah, that's the best thing I can come up with. Let's go ahead and get into what I'm going to rate this. As far as overall smell, for me, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I doubt many people are going to agree with me. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, I don't know. The patchouli can be just a bit too much for a lot of people, and the lemon in the opening can be sharp. But I really personally enjoy this one and find it really nice. As far as projection, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. It does well on my skin, especially in the first 3 to 5 hours. Part of that is that patchouli, but it does get closer to the skin as development goes on. Longevity, it's not going to do real good. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. I get about 6 to 8 hours, which isn't not amazing for a fragrance with a dominant patchouli note, but it's not awful either. It's a little bit below average for a winter scent like this, but it's not enough that I'm not going to wear it. As far as uniqueness, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. The coffee patchouli thing has been done before, but to me this is pretty unique. It's like a semi-gourmand, but it's not real sweet. As far as versatility, I will give it a 7 out of 10. It's really only going to be good in fall and winter. Just too much patchouli and coffee to me for spring and summer, and it's really best for evenings, so it's not a real versatile scent. As far as overall rating, I will give it an 8.75 out of 10. As I said, this is my personal favorite from the Armani line. I really do enjoy this fragrance. I find it very underrated. It's definitely not something I would recommend blind buying. You can find this at most of your Sephora's, Macy's, that type of thing, to try out. It's cheap enough. If you get a 1 ounce, maybe you could, but this is going to be one that a lot of people either love or really do not like, so I would not blind buy this. Please don't blind buy this based off my review. This is one of my personal favorite coffee fragrances, but I do like New Harlem better. But granted, this is so much cheaper than New Harlem. So, as far as buy, try, or pass, this is a must try. As I said, do not blind buy it. Please, you may not like it. I think this is something you have to test out on your skin before you make a purchase. So, but it's definitely worth a try, in my opinion. That is my take on Armani Attitude. And as always, please rate, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching, guys.